Now, a recent trend is seeing more men opting to propose with engagement rings that have been handed down in their family instead of choosing to buy a new one for their future bride. Now, while some women, find heirloom rings romantic, some ladies feel that when a man puts a ring on it, they should cough up the money for a fresh one. I kind of like the idea of, like, this belonged to my mother or my grandmother. It's been passed down from generation to generation.
It depends on what that ring look like.
Yeah,
okay?
Really?
Yes. I used to think that was the sweetest thing ever until I had a friend who got the ring she was proposed to with a ring from his mom, and he presented this story, and his mom had passed away, and it was so sweet.
Yeah,
and then she looked down at it. Guys, it looked like it was something dug up from the Titanic. It was whack. And so she wasn't happy, so she took this stone and tried to make it something else. But how do you act when it's someone's, like, sympathetic story? It's a hard situation.
Guys, I actually think that's so beautiful.
I don't know. I would have to know whose it belonged to.
I would want to know that marriage worked.
Well, because I'm a true believer of, like energy.
Yes.
And I need to know if I'm wearing that. Is that person gonna come and visit me or something at night?
That's
real. Or whatever.
His mother and his father and his
but
mother.
But if they're like grandmother's 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 grandmother, I don't know you. I don't want that. I wouldn't want that on my finger,
Yeah.
But if I knew them, I just don't want any ghosts at night. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Technically, you guys, when you go into a marriage, the covenant you make, there's a blessing that happens.
Yeah, you make that blessing with a new ring. That's what you do, okay?
Yes, I agree. Okay, Tam, you have a daughter.
Yes.
If her significant other came to you, even better. Okay, both ways. If her significant came up to you and said, "I would love to
marry
your daughter. Could I use your ring?" Well, that doesn't really count
ring.
because you're still around.
Yeah.
Okay, what if, let's just say, after 25 years of marriage, Adam buys you a new ring?
Oh, okay.
Right? And now this ring you don't really wear very often.
Yeah.
And when Aiden gets ready to marry a nice young lady, he says, "Mom, it would mean so much to me. You and Dad have been such an example of what marriage and love is. It would mean nothing to me, but to be able to have a marriage like you and Dad."
But look at that ring, though. Look at her ring.
I was about to say.
I wouldn't mind. I would wear that ring right now, okay? That's a nice looking ring.
How do you know everybody's heirlooms are ugly?
I do think this is a pretty ring, but at the same time, his fiance would, she would know me. Do you know what I mean? She would know my story. So that would be a little different.
Nah, man, I'm with Lonnie.
What if you had died?
No, seriously, if you really think about it, though, think about...
I would think that was beautiful.
Think about what your mom would do. I know if Freddie gave me his mom's ring, Mama Mai would look at him and she'd be like, "You the cheap people. You buy her the diamond."
By an applause, who would accept an heirloom ring? Who absolutely wants a brand new ring that is all their own?
And I think you better take a break before you lose. You keep losing.
Well, fine.